Thomas, and thank you, Lorena. To all the beautiful people of the beautiful city Malmö and the beautiful country, the proud citizens of this country, all the Swedes out here, and finally the people like me out here who just fell in love with the country recently. Anyone out here? Good evening and go kväll. So I am Sandeep and I am from Stockholm Advanced Toastmasters Club, and I'm here taking my final project in Interpersonal Communications manual. And for the people like Thomas who haven't heard about the manual, it's a manual which is in relation to, when it comes to two people, about how to communicate between two people. So this manual has some projects like how to negotiate and how to coach different persons, and also this particular project is called as Asserting Yourself Effectively. And I will be saying about the project shortly. And the project itself consists of 3 parts, as said by Lorena, and I hope it goes well. And this is going to be my last project in my Advanced Communicator Bronze, and I hope I pass it, especially when Lorena passes me with the project. And so, at the timer, your time begins now. Let's consider that you have a maid at your home, and you have asked her to clean the dishes, and after some time you go and see that the dishes were not cleaned properly. You have some options here. You can either yell at the maid, or you can just ignore and do your job. You can clean the vessels by yourself. These seems to be like the least options you can take. I know that most of them here are Swedes, and so yelling at someone is going to be out of the consideration. So the least what you can do is you can just ignore and do the jobs by yourself. But does this option seem to be effective? On the long run, it is supposed to be a very ineffective and inefficient option. So how do we go about this situation? Let's consider how the situation exactly is and what happens in this situation. So the thing here is that the problem lies with you. Yes, with you. Even though the other person did not do the job properly, it is you who did not accept the situation. But the other person is always fine with her. Even if she didn't clean the vessels properly, she's always fine with it. But it is you who did not accept the situation. In this case, it was a maid. In certain cases, it can be a neighbor of your home who is pumping up the volume, the music volume, and listening to loud music. Or it can be your co-worker who is always disturbing you. Or it can be your kid who is drawing your funny pictures all around the home. So this is going to be the perfect situation where you can use these techniques that I'm going to tell you. So the first step always here is to state what the problem exactly is. The first situation here is that, let's say that her name is Linda, the name of the maid is Linda, let's say. Anyone by name Linda here? Nice. So you can say, Linda, I asked you to clean the vessels, and I see that you haven't cleaned it properly. State, direct and straight. The second step is to express your feelings. And this is the most important step of all. And this is gonna work for you. And you can say that, Linda, I see that the vessels were not cleaned properly, but you know that we have kids at our home, and it is important that we maintain a hygiene, and so that we can eat happily the next time when we take the plates and eat. Second step is to express your feelings. And the third step is to specify a solution. So it would be good if you could clean the vessels so that we can have the plates the next time and we can have the good plates next time. So specify a solution that you can clean the plates now. And the fourth one important is to tell about the consequences, what will happen after you do the job. So if you could do the job properly, I am pretty sure that all the people in our home will be healthy and the kids will be safe and so on. Simple. Just consider the other situation, on the other side, when you think about yelling at the other person, hey, you did not do the job properly. What will the other person think of? She will be in a very aggressive mode and she will come back at you. So the better option, the better method you can use is the fourth method which I just told you. One is to state the problem directly. Second is to express your feelings, the most important one. The third one is, anyone?
Solution.
Yes, express the solution, tell the solution. And fourth one,
Consequences.
explain the consequences. Four simple and direct. And always there is some bottlenecks with this particular method. There might be situations where the other person will resist. They will come up with some excuses or the other, right? It's practical. So, but the thing that you can always do here is that you must go on, tell her again and again, and express your feelings and express the solution, and that you must keep on hitting until the other person really takes your request. That's the important thing to be considered. And so, having said about the structure of the project, I have told you about what is asserting yourself, how to assert yourself effectively, and here is going to be the second part of the project, which is a role play. And I have my friend Patrick Svensson, who is the beloved treasurer of your club. Until now, he's going to be in the project. He's going to be the painter of my home, painter who is going to paint my fence in my home. And let's see what happens. Patrick.
Hello.
Hello. Patrick, I've just asked you to paint the fence, and which you did. Of course you did.
Yeah. Nice job, don't you think?
Yes. Yeah, I'm coming to the point. I see that you have painted it exteriorly, but do you see that when I go inside and the ones under the place under the fence, it's not cleaned properly. It's not painted properly.
Ah, that's shadows.
Not really. If you could see that, can you see that? If you could see from outside, I can really see that it is clean. It is painted properly. It is pure white. But the ones under, I can see the wood still not painted. Do you see that?
No, not really. But I painted all the fence,
Yeah.
like 2 times.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, if you could, but the problem here is that I'm gonna have some guests in my home next week, and if I'm having a party at the garden, and if they could come and see here, it's gonna be a very embarrassing situation to me.
But maybe we can turn off the light. But I won't see it that much.
Well, Patrick, enough of jokes. Can you just, if you could see properly, yeah. Can you notice that it's not?
I have no glasses.
Yeah.
You know, you can see.
But I would really appreciate you if you could make another coating of paint over the fence.
Then you need to buy some more paint, I think, because the second layer
Mm-hmm.
might not have covered everything.
Yes. So, but you're fine with painting it again?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Could he negotiate here? Yeah, I can see that you need some painting on your house. So maybe we make a package of that, and I can.
Of
paint that
course,
as well.
my house needs to be painted, but I don't have the budget right now. The thing is, I just need the fence to be painted so that it looks very neat when the guests come in, and they feel happy, and I feel happy because they see something.
Have you considered having the party in the evening when it's dark outside?
It's gonna be a whole day actually, from the noon till the evening. So it would be really great if you could go on for the second coat of paint again. Yes.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
to buy some paint on.
Of course, because I can understand that you didn't have the paint, so that you couldn't paint it. Of
Okay.
course. Yeah. So
I'll send you an offer on painting the house.
of course, yeah, I can definitely. You're gonna be the person
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
contact
nice.
because. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect. So that's the end of the second part of the project, and it's going to be an informal discussion. So if anyone has some point, if you have noticed something particularly unique or something here, was it in line with what I have said before? Did I express my feelings? And did I make the other person buy in? Yeah.
I would suggest an incentive that if you repaint this fence within 20 minutes, I will consider having you paint the house.
Yeah, but the constraint is that I don't have the budget. But that's not the point actually.
I would consider.
Yeah.
Was not the promise.
Okay. Good observation. Okay, let's ask Patrick. What do you feel about?
I got a
Were you
bit on
really in
the,
an aggressive mode?
I got a bit on the defensive side because you didn't properly appreciate my job.
But I think I appreciate it. I appreciate it at the beginning. Anyways, yeah.
But otherwise, I think it worked out quite good.
Mhm.
And since we haven't done any preparation, no rehearsal, that's part of the project to have this improvisation.
Did anyone else feel something about the role play? Yeah.
What about also pointing out how you would like to do it, how you would like to have this clean, and if you point to one part of the fence just to show that, okay, this is how I want it. So you express at the same time, you show what you really want and avoid any misunderstandings.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your point.
I don't know how it's expressed.
You mean the only particular place that wasn't painted?
No, to give an example, how do you want the job be done?
I should have showed him how I would want it to be.
Yeah, because you have your point of view and the other person has his own point of view. So
That's-
if you show it, what you exactly want, you avoid any misunderstandings.
Yeah, I think that's quite a bit out of project issue, which should have been considered before. But
I
this-
mean also in any kind of negotiation, how you like to
Mhm.
other person behave.
But I think Patrick was quite easy at the role play. It wasn't much of a challenge to me. So, yeah.
I noticed that when he brought up some, not really useful points, was just defending himself and actually sort of refusing to admit that he hadn't painted the underside of
Yeah,
the
true.
fences, pieces of the fence. You dealt with this fairly nicely, I think, because you sort of acknowledged that he had said something, but you didn't go into this discussion of opposition. You could easily come into it, but actually you didn't paint it, don't you see? You didn't paint. And, yeah, I did paint it. No, you didn't, and then you're dead.
That makes him in the
So
aggressive.
I noticed that you managed to transition over this difficult place several times in the conversation.
No, the thing was, he made it harder than the example you gave us. You know what I mean? In your example, it really fitted. Everything was fitting your arguments, but he was making really hard for you. And, but there was a time that he said, I don't have the glasses. And then I felt, I would say, here, my glasses, look. And then maybe he would do it. I don't know.
Yeah. Nice observation. All right. Thank you so much, Patrick, and thank you so much, Thomas.